Welcome, this is Somaliland National Television. My name is Mohammed Aden and I am here to present to you the English Bulletin. These are the stories making today's main headlines. President releases a press statement on the commemorations of International Workers' Day. A communique is issued following a meeting held between Somaliland delegates and Kenyan FM in Nairobi. In a press statement issued from the Office of Presidential Press Secretary Abdurrahman Sheikh Ilmi Fahia Shamah, the President of Somaliland sent congratulations to workers throughout Somaliland. Commemorations are ongoing throughout the world to remember the Haymarket affair that took place in Chicago, USA on May the 4th, 1886. In the press statement, the President discussed the necessity of reminding workers both at local and international levels the role they play in contributing to the good of their societies and most sought after progress. The President states that the Somaliland workers have long been serving their citizens from various sectors and fields to fill sector voids as well as to develop their respective country by increasing their incomes. On behalf of the International Workers' Day, the President mentioned his expression of thanks to all governmental and non-governmental employees, sending them congratulations to them and to their families across Somaliland. A statement has been issued following a meeting held between the Kenyan Foreign Minister Amina Mohamed and a delegation representing the Somaliland government staying in Nairobi for high-profile talks. A press release issued for media following a meeting held between Kenyan Foreign Minister and a delegation of Somaliland comprised the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the chairman of the ruling political party Musa Bihi Abdi, and the Somaliland Ambassador of Kenya. A statement issued from the office of the chairman of Kulmiya, Musa Bihi Abdi, was confirmed that the meeting held with the Kenyan Foreign Minister provided fruitful results since both sides have agreed on a number of important notes instrumental in further improving political, economic and diplomatic ties between the two neighbouring sovereign states. Issues discussed and being agreed by the two sides included raising the diplomatic representation of the Somaliland Embassy in Nairobi, establishing a Kenyan diplomatic mission in Hargeisa, as well as further improving ties between the two states. The Somaliland Ministry of Interior transferred a vehicle appropriated to Puntland's authority following a criminal investigation set up by the security agencies. The spokesman gave further details, saying that the vehicle was broken away from Puntland authorities by its respective driver, who complained about lack of payments and other personal problems that forced him to flee with the vehicle. It's not the first time security agencies in Somaliland have been given frantic information of vehicles being run away from Puntland. However, the government of Somaliland has always been operating its security forces in thwarting of any security threat against its citizens, and similarly that hampers the security of neighbouring nations. Minister of Presidency Mahmoud Hashi Abdi, accompanied by the Ministers of Health, Planning and Energy as well as a wide array of other guests, attended a banquet lunch held for a delegation of American journalists led by the renowned CNN 60-minute program producer Anderson Coover. Following the banquet lunch, Anderson Coover granted an exclusive interview to SLN TV, stressing that he is most happy about visiting Somaliland for the first time ever. And he stated,
Well, this is my first visit to Somaliland. I've been to Somalia in the past, to Mogadishu and Baidoa over the years, but I'm very pleased to come to Somaliland, and we are doing a story about the school here that has sent so many incredibly smart Somaliland students to colleges all over the world. And so this is a very positive story about a school which I think will impress many people all around the world, and also that we hope that this story informs people about Somaliland. Many people in the United States and elsewhere don't know much about Somaliland, so we hope that this informs people about what is going on here and the hopes and the dreams of Somaliland. I try not to have too many preconceived ideas about what a country is going to be like when I travel, because I want to see it with fresh eyes. I don't want to have ideas in my head of, oh, I'm going to see this, I'm going to see that. So I've been very moved by what I've seen in Somaliland, the strength of the people, and that I think many people maybe in the United States don't know the difference between Somalia and Somaliland. And to the extent that people even in the United States know about Somalia, they probably think about what's happened in Mogadishu. They think about all the fighting that has occurred there, Al-Shabaab. But I think the message that we have seen and that will certainly make part of our story is that Somaliland is a completely different country. It's very safe. I think we've all been very impressed by all that's going on here, and certainly at the school to see just how smart the students are. And many of these students who, didn't speak English when they came to the school in 7th grade or 9th grade, not only became fluent in English, but have been accepted at top colleges in the United States and elsewhere. So I think it's going to impress many people.
Kuva also speaking on the forthcoming 18 May anniversary, of which Somaliland citizens celebrate and rejoice the day their nation reclaimed independence, stated.
Congratulate everybody for what has been accomplished here, and I hope everybody, Somalilanders who are here, but also Somalilanders all around the world. And I know there are Somalilanders in pretty much every country, it seems, around the world. I've gone to many countries and often run into people from Somaliland. So I will be happy to be able to now say, oh, I've been there, I've seen it for myself. But I want to congratulate you on all this country has accomplished and all the things which lay ahead for Somaliland.
Anderson Kuva also spoke about the US presidential race and nominees for the Democratic and Republican parties.
I think it's going to be very difficult to tell what is going to happen in the U.S. election. I think it's been a very exciting election, a very confusing and strange election at times for the United States. Donald Trump right now has a clear path to the nomination for the Republican Party. Hillary Clinton, it seems, has a clear path to become the Democratic nominee. But I think the race between them both will be very, very competitive. And I think it's impossible to predict whether Hillary Clinton will become the president or Donald Trump or somebody else. And I don't know if Donald Trump is the president, I don't know what he says he will be different as president than he has been on the campaign trail. I think there are many Americans who like the way he's been on the campaign trail, and there are others who would hope that he would be more what they would call presidential. But I think it remains to be seen what a Donald Trump presidency would look like. I think many people, even who support him, aren't exactly clear on what policies he would pursue, and how much of what he's saying is part of just running for office and how much he actually thinks he can get done. So I think it remains to be seen what happens, and it's really too soon to predict what's going to happen.
As a Western and influential journalist that filed many documentaries and television programs for CBC and CNN, Kuva states that the world needs to recognize the desire of Somaliland citizens for recognition of their sovereignty from the community of world governments.
Well, I don't think it's I'm not a representative of the U.S. government, so I don't think it's appropriate for me to be telling any country what they should be doing in terms of recognizing Somaliland or not. But I certainly understand the desire, and it's one of the things that I've seen here in my time is just the strong desire for many in Somaliland to have recognition of their status, which has existed for many, many years already. So I certainly understand where that desire comes from, and I think one of the things I think will come out of the story that we're doing is that people will learn more about Somaliland, and I think that can only help in terms of helping people to understand what the issues are at stake and how Somaliland is pursuing their own future and what they hope and dream for their country. I certainly, I'm somebody who's passionately interested about many countries in Africa and have traveled extensively, and so I'm glad that I've finally seen Somaliland for myself. And I do not take positions in telling the American government what they should do or should not do, but I do believe in informing people and talking to people about what I've seen and explaining the thoughts of many in Somaliland to many in the United States who perhaps do not know what is happening here. So I certainly hope that is part of what we accomplish.
It's really a pleasure to see this whole group get together. The country is supporting Abarso. Abarso students have made accomplishments that I think people hadn't seen in decades, and including a young woman just got accepted to Yale and Dartmouth, two Ivy League universities. I think she may be the first Somaliland woman ever to get to a place like that. And it's wonderful to see so much of the government here supporting Abarso. And this guy here, Mustafa, is one of the students who will be going away next year, and I think people can expect big things from him in the future. So he's going to John F. Kennedy's old school, JFK's old school. But also to have Anderson Cooper come to Abarso and to Somaliland is something that I could never have imagined happening when I founded the school 7 years ago, and it happened. It somehow happened. So no, we're very grateful for all of it.
That's it for this edition of our English Bulletin. From me and the rest of the team, thank you for watching. Be sure to be tuned into our news at the same time tomorrow. Until then, take care and goodbye.